Hi, and welcome to our showcase of Apogee Time. In today's presentation, I'll be talking you through the key features of our project tracking module, Apogee Time. So in terms of an agenda, I'll do a quick intro and then I'll dive into a demo of the system, followed by some next steps. And then finally, I'll leave some time open for any questions. So just by way of introduction then, I'm Megan and I've been on the customer success team for 3.5 years now. The main role of the customer success team is to drive feature adoption across our customer base, ensuring you're getting the most out of your package with us. We're also here to share the best practices in terms of getting set up and usage by sharing tips and tricks through videos and support documentation, all of which ultimately ensures that you, our customers, are successful. So now I'm going to share my demo account with you. I've got the Apogee Time module as an add-on to my HR Success package, but you can attach it to the Leave or the HR Essentials packages too. So from the Time menu item on the left-hand side, we can go to the Today page. This is where we would clock in and out and also start to track time against projects. So we can see here that Luke has clocked in this morning. He's taken a break at lunchtime and he's been working on a variety of different projects throughout the day. So we've got green our projects, and then the customer is blue, and then the particular task that they're working on is yellow. You can have a combination of each of these. So for example, this one doesn't have a task associated with it. You could have a task on its own or a customer on its own without a project. So it's quite flexible. So what we're going to do here, we can see that at the moment, Luke is working on this particular project. We could stop him working on this project by just starting a different one that will stop the clock on the original one and restart it on a previous one. Or alternatively, we can add an activity to his day by selecting the project, customer, or task. There's also a quick add function here, which will look through your recently used and your most popular combinations of customer projects and tasks, and that will allow you to easily use the system consistently. When we're adding these in, you can add an extra description, and then we also have this function for project roles. So you can set up multiple different roles within the system, and these can have costs associated with them, and we'll go on to that in terms of the actuals and the estimates. So you would have your default role depending on who you are, and then you can also mark whether activities or projects that you're working on are billable or not. So lots of flexibility for that. All of this information gets added automatically to a timesheet. So if you are doing clock in and out, you can see employees' start times and end times across the week. This is Alice's timesheet for this week, and you can see we've got clock in and out and things like that as well. So there are kind of different ways of viewing the time. We also have a Today page, so the My Team Today page here, which is where you can see what your employees are currently working on, what time they clocked in, and actually where they're working from as well, which brings us onto the location management side of the system. I will go into that in depth shortly, but you can set up different working locations of your employees. So what we've been looking at here are ways of tracking your projects in real time. So kind of timing things with your clock-ins and outs and things like that. But you might wish to track projects retrospectively or at the end of the day or week. So there's a different way you can do that through the project log page. Again, we're looking at Alice's here, and we can see what she's been working on this week. And again, this has that quick add functionality that we looked at. And this allows you to go at the end of the week and say, I did X number of hours on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday for this project. Different project I did on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for example. So you've got that flexibility to either be tracking your projects in real time or by doing it retrospectively at the end of the day or at the end of the week. So going in depth into the costings and the estimates, obviously when you are tracking time, you can mark those project roles and whether they're billable, and that takes us into the estimates and the costings of each project. So you can set up project managers in the system, and these will particular individuals will be able to set up their estimates for the project. So this is showing you how much of each role is expected to spend in terms of hours on that project. And then you can say whether those are going to be billable or non-billable, and then you can set up the hourly rate and the hourly cost of those individuals, and then that will give you an overall understanding of how much this project is going to cost you. Then when employees do start tracking time against each of those projects, this will build out automatically your actuals page. So once each person from those roles has added their time against it, you can see whether they are tracking to the estimate, whether you've gone over or under. So you can kind of keep an eye on your budgets and ensure that you are keeping to the project costs as well. These pages, the billables, the actuals, and the project logs are all exportable. So you can just do a CSV export. That will allow you to have the raw data so that you can then invoice your customers or look at the activity that's been spent for each individual or each team. For that, we do also have a Teams activity report here. So this is going to give you everything across all of your projects. The project, this particular item here is obviously specific to the data migration project, whereas this activity report is showing us across all of our projects, either for the teams or by teams. You can filter to specific teams, or you can also look at a particular employee's activity as well. So you could filter down into a different employee. Let's look at Alice again. And then you can change the filters here for kind of weeks, months, timeframes that you need to report on. So that's more or less everything that you can do within the time side of things. I mentioned earlier that we were going to look at the location section. So this is part of the time package, but you would also get it in HR Essentials and HR Success. So you might already have access to this, but it's just to give you a quick overview of the features within that. So you can set up different different office locations, and that will give you the ability for employees to track where they're planning on working from. So each employee will have their own sort of planner for the weeks and the months to say where they're planning on working. And then you can also view that in a calendar format. So you can see either filtered by team or by office location and understand where your colleagues are going to be working from on any particular day. When you set up the office locations, you can also set up different capacities within your office, or you can set up zones within your offices and have capacities associated with those as well. And that can help you with understanding if you've got a limit on how many desks are available. If you've got a smaller office, then you have a number of people. If you are thinking of downsizing, you can still ensure that you've got enough space for everybody to sit on any different day. So that's the end of the demo portion of the showcase. Back to the presentation now, and I will talk you through the next steps. So you will be able to try out all of the features that we've been through today for free. All you need to do is click Trial More Features at the very bottom of your left-hand menu. This will give you access for free for 2 weeks. You can add the time module onto the Leave, HR Essentials and HR Success packages, or you could try a different package at this point too. If you would like a personalised demo, please just contact the customer success team and we'll be happy to help. Finally, as a thank you for joining today, I'd like to give you early access to our upgrade offer, which will run until the end of January. This will give you 20% off if you decide to upgrade your package. After this call, I'll send you an email with the discount code, which you can use on the licensing page, and I'll be communicating this to our wider customer base next week, so you do have a bit of a head start. I'm now going to leave the presentation open for the next 5 minutes to capture any questions you might have right now. Alternatively, our email address is on the screen, so you can just get in touch with any questions you might have. But thanks for joining today.